And this is like a Angelina Jolie, which, I mean, holy crap, what are the odds, dude? Another friend of ours. It's just crazy.
Oh my God, girl, hit me up.
Yeah, why you haven't been texting me lately? What the hell?
You bitch.
We are live.
Welcome, my children. You have found enlightenment at the cEDH sermon.
If you found our podcast, you have already found enlightenment. And if you have a case of the hysteria, then you've also come to the right place. So, today we're going to go back and do part 2 of ranking the reserve list for cEDH applicability. If you were around for part 1, there's maybe like 3 cards that would be even remotely playable, but that is the fun in this. We're taking a break from the mind-numbing complexity of cEDH, and we're just going to kick back, have some fun, look at some of these shitty reserve list cards, and we're going to rank them.
It's going to be a good time. So strap in and make sure you smash that like button and subscribe.
Oh my God.
I'm not going to talk like that anymore.
Smashing it. What does everyone mean when they say that? Like, they're like, just smash it? Like with your fucking finger? Like,
yeah, I want you to take a hammer
it.
and just start smashing your mouse until you've hit the like button.
Yes, do that. Do that.
Please don't do that. We're not responsible for any damages.
Yeah, that you smash all your computer screens. Yeah, if you were dumb enough to do it, send us the pictures. We'll post them on our next video.
Please do. You can send that to Twitter or Blue Sky or even Instagram, or you can join us on Patreon. Shameless plugs right there.
There you go. I was going to say you found a way
put
to
it right in.
Organically plug it right in. Okay,
there we go.
Last time we kind of we'll recap this. So essentially, we're ranking them 1 to 5, and it includes for example, we ended on Ancestral Recall last time, and even though that card is banned in Commander, for the sake of this, we're going to say hypothetically, all of these cards, even if they're not legal, if they were legal in Commander, how good would they be in cEDH? So 1 is like a completely awful card. Why was this even printed? Just something that is just so bad, even in casual and janky format, versions of the game. It's just completely terrible. 2 is, it's not completely awful, but you can't really justify it for cEDH. Like even in a super fringe type, deck, it's just not good enough no matter what. 3 is like extremely niche, or it's so close, it's maybe got a good effect. An example from the last one was Abeyance. It's kind of like a pseudo silence, but it's a little overcosted, but maybe you'd play it in a mono white deck. A 4 is actively played, or you would play it in cEDH for maybe certain strategies. So it kind of sounds like maybe it's 3, but a 3 is extremely, extremely niche, maybe even not played, whereas 4 is something like Academy Rector. It's played in Protean Hulk decks and, a variety of decks, but it's still not good enough to be like an absolute staple in every deck, which leads us to 5. It would be played in every cEDH deck, or it is currently played. So we use the example of, Ancestral Recall. If you have blue and it was legal, you'd for sure play it. So... Oh, yeah.
That card would be fucking busted in Commander.
Oh, yeah. And we even talked about how good it would be to, like... you can stop a Thoracle win by forcing them to draw. So it just for 1 blue...
Yeah.
The versatility, 9 times out of 10, it ends up being, like, instant speed Mystic Remora that you don't have to, like, pay for or do anything else. But, yeah. That's where we ended last time. So today, Trevor, why don't you kick us off and Let's talk about that first one right there.
All right, we got Angus Mackenzie. I don't know why I said it that way. Mackenzie.
Yeah, that's like such a basic Angus Mackenzie. You're like, Angus McKenzie. Like, oh, is that how his name is pronounced in the magic realm?
This is Tim from the sorcerer Tim from Monty Python and the Holy Grail. In post, put that totally picture is. Up of.
It totally is.
So this is a legendary human cleric. He's a 2/2, and for green, white, and blue, you can tap him, prevent all combat damage that would be dealt this turn. So he's a fog, an overpriced fog.
Yeah. So, I mean, this is a 2. This is like a perfect definition of a 2, in my opinion. It's not just trash. You'd never play it in cEDH. But
no.
a repeatable fog on your commander in Bant colors, I mean, okay. I mean, it's not terrible.
It's not terrible, but I agree with you. It's a 2. It's like, it's not, why was this freaking printed? It was just, it's okay.
Yeah, it was all right. Yeah, a quick little example of something that would be, a 1. What was this? What was the one? Oh, yeah. Al-Abara's Carpet. 5 mana for an artifact, and you pay 5 and tap it, prevent all damage that would be dealt to you this turn by attacking creatures without flying. This is a 10 mana fog. But that doesn't even include flying creatures. So, yeah, that is a 1. That is like, holy shit, that is bad. Angus Mackenzie.
Well, we actually gave that one a worse ranking than 1.
Yeah, I think we kind of broke the rules and said, yeah, just because that one's so bad, we gave it a 0. Oh yeah, and let me get this Excel sheet. I've been I'm supposed to keep track of this shit. God damn it.
Oh, come on, Ian. Get your
Angus
shit
Mackenzie,
together.
I'm sorry. So we both gave him a 2. All right.
Yep,
all right.
he's a 2.
All right. Crisis averted. All right, we're good. All right. So that one was pretty easy. Nice one to start off with. So I'll read Anvil of Bogarden is a 2 mana artifact. Each player skips his or her discard phase. During each player's draw phase, that player draws an additional card and then chooses and discards a card. Interesting.
Okay.
Is
this card legal? Because, like,
I think so.
I think I know a deck that this would be perfect for.
Like a Necropotence deck, right?
Yeah. Or for, like, Hashdun. But you are giving everyone an additional draw, which is kind of a bad thing.
And they don't have to discard either. So it's essentially the maximum hand size. Now, what is the text on Necropotence? How would this interact? Don't you just skip your discard phase? So then would it actually not work with Necropotence because you put the cards in at the beginning of your discard phase? Or the beginning of the end step?
No, it's not the beginning of the end step. It's the cleanup step, which is after end step. Or like, I guess it's not an official phase, I think, but there is like the cleanup section where you, I guess right here it says discard phase. So yeah, it is a phase after your end phase.
So my question is, how would that actually work? You don't skip, putting the Necropotence cards in. You get to put them in your hand and then you don't have to discard them. I just wanted to make sure, because this card could...
Yeah.
So the applicability that I potentially see someone using this, I mean, I haven't seen it in any decks, but we're just kind of, if you're around for part 1, we do a lot of justifying, like hypothetically, if you did this, otherwise we'd just be dunking on every card, which we're pretty much going to do anyways. But I can see someone having, you play Necropotence, you play this, and you just pay a shitload of life, and you just get all of those cards, and you don't actually have to worry about discarding them. But unless you can win right there, you still have the issue of everyone else getting an extra card, which they're going to get that first. You don't get your extra draw until a full turn around the table. So,
well, if you have your Necropotence out with this in play, you skip your draw phase, so you wouldn't even draw 2 cards.
That's way worse. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I like the idea behind it. I still think it's a 2. It's a 2, in my opinion. I like to try and justify and say 3 or something, but
I'm trying to do the justification in my head, and honestly, I can't. This is a 2. It's not terrible.
Yeah.
You could totally throw this in a casual deck, and it would be fun. But
oh yeah, group hug type decks where it's hey, let's all just draw a shitload of cards and go wild. Hell yeah.
What's the God? What is that card? It's the Hippogriff or something.
Oh yeah, Hippogriff. Yeah, I think that's literally what it's called.
Is it? No. Okay. Yeah, that one.
Or maybe isn't that the Harry Potter thing? Hold on. Hippogriff. MTG.
No, it's named something else.
No, Hippogriff is the Harry Potter thing. It's a. What is that? Questing. It's the questing. No, not Feldegriff. That's what it is. Which actually, I think there's questing Feldegriff, but then there's just Feldegriff, which will be on here at some point. I believe perfect, that is
because I love Feldegriff.
Yeah. Yeah, it's perfect for a deck like that, where you're just kind of throwing bones to everyone, having fun, no pressure. But yeah, that's another 2. I'm trying to come up with a way of it being a 3 where it's okay, you probably wouldn't play it, but maybe it's got some Necropotence synergies, but I just don't. There's too many downsides, in my opinion.
Yeah. Giving your opponent an extra card is really, the worst part of it. I mean, that's most of the card, but that's just too much of an advantage giving all of your fucking opponents an extra card each turn. So, yeah, it's a 2.
Agreed. Okay. That is filed on the official Excel file as a 2. All right.
All right.
Oh, yeah, your turn.
Next one is Anzurin Ruins. This is an enchantment for 2 and 2 red. As Anzurin Ruins comes into play, choose a creature type. Creatures of the chosen type don't untap during their controller's untap phase. Okay. It's not terrible.
It's not a 1, but the only reason this gets a 2 is it's not a 1. That's
you know what?
It barely.
This would be good for against Najeela, where you could just be all right, warriors can't untap.
But the only problem is that's only during the untap step, and it wouldn't even stop Najeela's infinite combats. So it's
yeah.
But yeah, in a 1 out of 100 games, you might slow down the Najeela deck. Yeah, this is definitely a casual card.
Yeah.
If you're playing this is very also playgroup specific. If you're not doing tournaments, you're just playing with friends and you all have tribal decks, you throw this in and you kind of screw over some of your friends' tribal decks as a funny, fuck you card. So it's not completely useless.
This is very meta-specific in a friend group. If you have that one friend who has an annoying, zombie deck or something, you can just play this.
Exactly.
But
I think it's more of a funny gotcha card.
It's not terrible.
It would be something that I would play,
Gotcha.
like you said, against your friend's zombie deck, and then you just play this to be a dick and be like, yeah, where are those zombies at, man? And then you probably take it out of the deck because it's mostly useless, but it's not a 1. A 1 is like, this is just terrible. You'd never play it. So, yeah, I think we got another 2.
Yep. That's 2s across the board so far.
Yeah.
Moving on to the next one. Ian, can you read Apocalypse for us?
Yes. This is 2 other and 3 red pips. So that's 5 mana for a sorcery. Remove all permanents from the game. Discard your hand. The discarding the hand thing sucks. Also, that is a brutal remove everything from the game. Like, exile all permanents, including lands, for only 5 mana. Not that you really see that ever in cEDH, but just in a general sense, that's not a bad rate for something so harsh. But
yeah.
The discarding your hand thing kind of kills it for me. But yeah,
I had to double check that it was legal in Commander. It is legal in Commander. It's
which is funny because they seem to hate cards like that. But this is at least, I think the downside of discarding your hand is at least bad enough where no one really plays this. It's for sure, again,
yeah.
it's kind of like it's not a 1. I'm trying to think of, maybe there's a deck where you, for some reason, you want to discard your hand. I don't know, like you're playing Underworld Breach or something. But then why the fuck would you... Yeah, you can't even... this would remove that. I don't know. This would
remove everything, so you wouldn't even be able to play anything afterwards.
Yeah. It's not something like World Fire, where... I forgot exactly what that does, but I think it's like... destroy all permanents, every player's life total becomes 1, and everyone discards their hand. But you can kind of like combo with that, like put a damage trigger on the stack or something, or like at everyone's end step, they lose life equal to their life they lost, so then they would lose the rest of their life and you'd win. It's not like that. I don't know of any combos that you could do like that. I hate to be boring, but I feel like it's another 2.
Yeah, honestly, I wanted to give it a 3, but I can't even think of a fucking niche deck that would want to play this. Like, you have better options for board wipes, and it puts you in such a disadvantage. You have no lands, you have no mana rocks, you don't have a fucking hand. Like, you cast this as a last-ditch effort, and then you are kind of out of the game.
Yeah. And then now, and you should almost never have... Which is... You're right. That is like a... But in cEDH, the card quality, you just can never be doing overly defensive or like a... It's like having a... what's that in Call of Duty? That perk where, like, as you die, you drop the grenade to, like, fuck over the person who just killed you, potentially. It's kind of like that. It's like, hey, I'm fucked anyways, so screw all of you. I feel like you'd really piss off everyone at the table. Like, doing this in a cEDH game, people would be like, dude, what's your fucking problem, man? And you're like, I'm just trying to draw. I'm just trying to draw my way through Swiss. I don't know. Like, it could be a strategy for drawing every Swiss round.
I've thought of it. Ian, this is what you do. You play World Gorger Dragon, and you float 5 mana. So that's a 12 mana investment already. And then you play Apocalypse, and then the only card that you remove is this World Gorger Dragon, and then your entire board comes back.
Actually, that's kind of cool.
Yeah,
that would actually be really funny, and then you'd get your whole board back. You'd still have to discard your whole hand.
You don't have a hand, but you don't have a hand, but you at least have your fucking board state.
Maybe you have some sort of thing on board that like you have Thrasios on boards, and you keep getting unlimited mana, and then you get to refill your hand. I don't know. You could... cast Teferi's Protection, so at least all your permanents are safe, but you'd still discard your hand. And then that's, what, an 8 mana investment? I mean, we're just shooting shit now. We're not trying to say it's CEDH.
It's a 2.
Yeah, it's a 2. It's not CEDH playable, but we're just trying to come up with funny shit you could do.
Wacky scenarios.
Yeah. That's about all you can do with some of these cards. But yeah, 2s across the board.
All right. Actually, out of curiosity, I want to see how much this card is, because I might just put it into a random casual deck just to be a dick.
Oh yeah, this has Trevor written all over it. You were the guy who always ran Bearer of the Heavens. And man,
yeah, I love Bearer of the Heavens.
It just felt like there was a ticking time bomb on the board. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, this will go off at some point.
Bearer of the Heavens in my Corvold list is one of the funniest cards ever, because it's just like, here's a threatening thing that I can just sack at any moment.
And
for no reason.
And you would always rebuild your board. Like, here's the thing. Like, you didn't have, like, the Teferi's Protection or some sort of way around it. You would just sack it and blow up everything of yours, too, but you would rebuild so much quicker since you're, a graveyard-focused Corvold deck, so which was cool. Because I remember we played against each other. You did that, and then you just rebuilt so much quicker, and I felt like I was out of the game. And I feel like I was even ahead leading up to that. So
I think...
Yeah, cool card.
The last time I played that deck, I played a Bearer of the Heavens, immediately told the table, don't worry, I'm not going to sacrifice it. It's just going to sit here to protect me. And then the very next turn, I sacrificed it. Because I was like, this is the best thing I can do.
I mean, we kind of could have guessed that. That you'd do something like that.
Okay. Moving on to Apocalypse Chime. So this is a 2-drop artifact. For 2 and tapping it, you can sacrifice Apocalypse Chime to bury all cards from the Homeland expansion.
Oh,
what?
So, Homelands is the set that Apocalypse Chime is from, and you could play this card to basically destroy all cards from that set on the board.
Immediate one.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. I mean, it is really funny.
That is the weirdest ruling I've ever read on a card.
I think there might be one that does it for Arabian Nights too, but I don't. Homelands is also notoriously, like, it's either Homelands or Fallen Empires are the weakest sets in all of Magic. To this day, why would you even ever care? No one's even playing any of those fucking cards anyways. Yeah, useless.
Yeah.
Even if this was 0 mana.
What the hell?
Even if this was 0 mana, you wouldn't play it. So I think we can move on from that one.
Yeah, okay. Let's not talk about that one. Let's just go.
Okay, Argivian Archaeologist. So this is 1 and 2 white for a creature, Human Artificer 1/1. You can pay 2 white, tap it, return target artifact card from your graveyard to your hand. I kind of like this card.
That's not bad at all.
I don't think you'd really play it in cEDH unless I'm missing like a super fringe deck that it might go in, but I do like the card a lot. I like stuff that's repeatable recursion.
What's
cheap.
That commander that is all about equipments? Oswald?
Oh, well, he's all about artifacts in the graveyard, but there's the Boros one that also... I know what you're talking about Wyleth, I think, where he gets bigger and he has a shitload of equipment on him.
Something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
I can see this card being useful in like very, very niche decks. So, for that, I'll give it a 3.
I mean,
I don't know if it would actually see play, but
I mean, I will say this: there was a guy at one of the local stores that he was just kind of like his girlfriend, or maybe it was his wife. She played cEDH and she had a Animar deck, and this guy was like, "Yeah, like I don't like I'll just play in these tournaments." Like, and he built a Wyleth deck as powerful as it could possibly be. Like, he built it at a cEDH level, which I mean, it does have draw stapled to it, I believe, but it was an interesting way of pressuring the board. Or you'd be surprised, like all of a sudden he would get something and he would have protection and trample and double strike, and it would be a 10-10, and you're like, oh, fuck. Like, none of us can take a hit from that. He won a couple games. I don't think he ever won a tournament, but it was always like he was a cool dude, and he always played his Wyleth deck, and it was cool just having like that underdog deck that's like you wouldn't really see in cEDH, but he just made it his own. And yeah, something like this, throw that in there just for recursion if something gets destroyed and you want like a really powerful piece. And yeah, it's hard to give it a 3 just because I can't think of a deck it goes in, but at the same time, I don't know. I would almost rank it at a 2.5. So if you're going 3, I'll say 2, and we can meet in the middle.
Okay. We can meet in the middle. All right, Faye, get out of here.
Keep everyone happy.
Go on, scram.
Keep losing my Excel sheet. Where the hell does it go? Okay, here it is. So archaeologist, I'm
Faye.
giving it a 2. You give it a 3.
You're being too cute.
2.5. Faye, stop being so cute. All right, read that next one for us.
Argothian worm. So this is a 6/6 worm for 3 and a green, and it has trample, and when Argothian worm comes into play, any player may sacrifice a land to put Argothian worm on top of its owner's library. Okay. Yeah, that's so a 6/6 4-drop. Man, I sort of miss cards like this.
I know. When this was like relevant.
Because nowadays power creep is like so impacted the game that a 4-drop does like crazy outlandish shit. Like Shieldred, the Apocalypse.
Yeah,
like
that's a 4-drop.
There's a 4-drop that.
What? Like, what the fuck? But yeah, it's a 6/6 with trample, and someone could sack a land to put it on top, but you still get it back, and it's kind of like pseudo land destruction, I guess. But yeah, no, again, it's not a 1. Again, it's the classic case of this is probably a 2 just on the basis that it's not bad enough to be a 1. But it's cool.
It's neat. I'll give it that. So it's a 2.
Perfect.
Yeah, it's not a why was this printed, because I can totally see why this was printed back in the day in the Urza block, but like it's also just it's all right. Yeah. It's cool. It's cute.
It's cute. All right. So next we've got Ashnod's Silex. An artifact for 2 mana. Pay 3 and tap it. Target player looks at the top 3 cards of his or her library, puts one of them back on top of his or her library, then removes the rest from the game. I mean, it's like a shitty really shitty Sensei's Divining Top. I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't even
Really
draw.
shitty
You don't even
Senseis.
draw. So yeah, it's a really, really shitty.
Ooh.
You don't even draw.
I mean, it's not a 1.
No, you're right. It's not a 1.
But it's also not a 3, so.
Yeah.
Because I don't see anyone playing this card.
No, you'd never want this in cEDH. That's an easy 2. Man, I feel like the first episode, our rankings were all over the place. Now this is just straight up 2s. I mean, I feel like 2 is kind of the broadest category because it's pretty hard to get up to a cEDH level of playability. And then basically it's mostly a competition of not being the worst of the worst. So there's going to be a lot of 2s. So buckle up.
There's going to be plenty of 2s. Pretty sure the majority of the reserve list will end up on the 2 list.
But that is okay. We'll still come up with goofy ways of interactions. I mean, I'm trying to think. I wish it was cheaper. It's so overcosted just to look at the top 3, put 1 back, and then remove the rest. I wish it was like put the rest in your graveyard. It would, then you could start justifying it. Like, oh, okay, so now I'm loading up my graveyard and getting card selection. And maybe it's just free to tap it. Maybe it's only 1 mana or something. But even then, would you play this? Let's say it was the same price as Sensei's Divining Top. It's 1 mana, and it's only 1. It's still, you don't draw.
If I was playing the Karn that lets you play shit out of exile, I would play this.
Okay, yeah. If you have like some sort of weird, super specific strategy, but yeah, I can't even. I can't think of anything. So, yeah, I think it's a 2.
Yeah, it's a 2. That's not complete trash, but it's not going to be played.
So, why don't you take care of reading Ass My Ra?
Asmira.
Ass My Ra, dude.
Asmira?
Yeah, it's probably Asmira.
You want Asmira, Holy Avenger. So this is a Legends summon, 2/3 for 2 and Selesnya. So it's a flyer. At the end of each turn, put a +1/+1 counter on Asmire for each creature put into your graveyard when played this turn. Okay.
All I can think about is that boy in the art looks so uncomfortable. He just looks so... He's like, who the fuck is this Holy Avenger holding on to me? She's like, I am your guardian angel. And he's like, yeah, can you let go?
Please,
he's doing like the uwu thing with his hands.
Oh, please let go.
Like, I can't tell if his eyes are rolled back into his head or like what the fuck he's doing, but that is some goofy art. I mean, it's pretty. I like the old painting style.
It's a very pretty card.
But that is some goofy art. Thanks, Rebecca Guai. Rebecca
thanks,
Gay.
Rebecca.
I don't know how that's pronounced. I should know that. I know she's actually a pretty popular one. She's got a lot of cards.
But we're not here to rate the art.
We are not.
We're here to rate the card. And so if you're playing this at home and every time we give a card the rating of a 2, take a shot, I guess. So
yeah,
take another shot.
Wouldn't that be a game? Holy fuck, our audience would be dead. Dude, how are you fucking stop giving it a 2? Then people would start being like, please, dude, just make this a 3. Please, you could play it. Come on, you could do a deck where it's what do they call it? Voltron, and you just keep sacking things.
You could do,
and then you make this card big as fuck and swing.
If you want to run this as your commander, sure.
But
yeah,
Trevor foreshadowed,
I can't see it being played, honestly.
No, not at all. It's a 2. Of course it's a 2.
It's a 2. Of course it is. Of course it is. This is just the 2 list.
This is the 2 list. All right. I'll read Auspicious Ancestor. Is 3 and a white for a ancestor. I didn't know that was a creature type in Magic. I'm assuming that has been Oracle texted. I'm curious, actually. Is it human cleric? Okay, I figured. What does the word auspicious mean? What does that mean? Like the opposite of suspicious. Conducive to success. Favorable. It's kind of the opposite of suspicious. Not really the opposite,
I guess so.
but like it's a good thing instead of a shitty thing. All right. So this is a favorable ancestor. It's like a grandma that you really like. Like, all right, this is everyone's favorite grandma right here. Okay. I like it. So yeah, she's a 2/3. And if she is put into the graveyard from play, you gain 3 life. You can also pay 1 to gain 1 life. Use this ability only when a white spell is successfully cast and only once for each such spell.
So it almost has extort.
Yeah, it almost has
But only for
extort,
white.
but it doesn't. And only for white spells. Yeah. I mean, it really just doesn't do much at all.
It doesn't really do anything, honestly.
It's like you have to be pretty bad to get a 1. But even like a 2 is just like, it's just kind of a lot of nothing is the only thing.
I'm comfortable giving this card a 1 because it really doesn't do much.
It does, yeah.
Especially in a format where you have 40 life. Like, who gives a fuck?
I know. You have to pay to gain 1 life. See, if that was just an infinite mana sink, even then that wouldn't be good. Because it's like gaining infinite life doesn't win you the game. You need to do something with the life. And I'm sure there's some fucking bizarre combo where it's like, okay, you can loop this thing where you keep repeatedly casting these spells and it gets you an extra floating mana that you use to gain this life and you get infinite life and everyone else is drained or something. I mean, but it's going to be some like bizarre 7-card combo. Good luck getting this to work. I hate giving it a 1 because it's just not that bad, but it's also like it is kind of, it might as well just be a 4-mana 2/3.
Yeah. Which is pretty bad.
Yeah, I'd rather play the fucking worm over this.
The worm is much better.
Yeah, again, this is another one where it's kind of like a 1.5.
I'll give it a 2, and then it will automatically get a 1.5.
Yeah, all right, you give it a 1. I still say there's some sort of weird janky thing. Again, you'd never play it in cEDH, ever. But, who knows? Maybe there's some weird combo you could get away with. All right, take us away for the next one.
Autumn Willow. So this is a legendary creature avatar for 4 and 2 green. It's a 4/4 with Shroud. That's pretty nifty. Then you can pay green until end of turn. Autumn Willow can be the target of spells and abilities controlled by target player as though it didn't have Shroud. Okay, so you can let yourself actually target it.
So you can change it from Shroud to Hexproof for 1 green mana.
Which is something.
Until the end of turn.
Hey, what are you doing? Get out of here. Nala just moved from her box and then Faye started freaking out.
Oh, poor Faye. In a house full of strange
Poor
cats.
Faye. That poor one-eyed cat.
Oh yeah, I want to see an updated picture. How's she doing lately?
I'll send it to you after this recording. But she's doing good.
We can put it in the video. Everyone needs to see Faye. Because she lost her eye.
Yeah.
She already had a wonky one.
She had a wonky eye, and then we had to remove it because it had glaucoma. Yeah, she was... essentially, before I got her, she got hit or something in the face, and it messed up her eye. I don't know.
Which is
I'm
horrible.
convinced because
what piece of shit hit her?
No, I'm convinced because she's clumsy as fuck. And I originally was like, she's clumsy because of her eye, but I'm pretty sure she got her eye because she's clumsy. So
yeah, maybe.
That's
Poor
my
Faye.
theory.
Poor Faye.
But yeah, she ended up getting glaucoma, and we had to remove the eye. So
yeah,
she's doing much better.
Because apparently glaucoma in cats, it's not really treatable like it is with humans, and a lot of times it's just really uncomfortable for them. Because didn't you say she's been so much happier after the surgery?
Oh, yeah, she's been going into the room with Stella and hanging out with her and the other cats. She's still a bitch to the other cats, but she's at least attempting to be nice to them.
She's a social bitch.
She's a social bitch.
Well, we'll post the picture in the video so everyone can see.
Yeah, and then also follow us on Twitter and send us pictures of your cats because we love cats.
Yeah, we're cat lovers here.
All right.
All right.
So, we didn't rate Autumn Willow, did we? We just started talking about my cat.
Yeah, of course. So Autumn Willow. I mean, it is even worse. This is just a 6-mana 4/4 as opposed to the worm that's a 4-mana 6/6. And you can just to give it.
Oh.
You have to pay extra just to give it hexproof. Otherwise, you can't target it. I mean, yeah, I think this is a 1 for me. This is... I would never want to play this.
Yeah, I would just give this a 1. It's pretty terrible.
Yeah.
Especially
Sorry,
for
Autumn
the
Willow.
6-mana investment.
You suck too much. That's a really
All
good
right, moving
painting
on.
Though. It looks like an actress that I can't think of the name of, but
fuck. It looks like I'm terrible with names, but I know the exact actress who it is. The lady from Pretty Woman.
oops.
Julia Roberts. That's who it is. That's who that card reminds me of.
Especially in the face.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to our girl JR. Hit me up after we're done with the show. Yeah, we're on a first name
JR,
basis.
call me.
Yeah, we're on a first name basis. We talked to Julia Roberts. She's a huge fan. She endorses this podcast. But yeah, sorry,
well, there
JR.
you go. If you want to play Julia
a
Roberts.
1. You are a 1.
You could have Julia Roberts as your commander. There you go.
Yeah. I was thinking of the girl from what is it? So the girl it's not Gone Girl, but what is the whoever wrote Gillian Flynn? And then there's the Sharp Objects. This woman. She reminds me of her.
I don't know. Okay. I don't know who that is.
And I forgot her name too, but she's in a lot of stuff.
Okay.
All right, enough with the actresses. She also we hang
went
out
on
sometimes
such a
too.
tangent.
She's actually texting me right now, but I just have her in my phone as cute hookup, so that's why I don't know her name. Okay, so Avenging Angel is a 3 mana, 2 white. It's a creature angel, 3/3. Flying. When it dies, you may put it on top of its owner's library. What a fucking nothing burger. That's
nothing burger.
This is one of those effects where it's like, I would rather it not have that. I'd rather it die and be removed from the game than me have to draw this shit card again. Like, oh, fuck, great. I have to draw it again.
Yeah. I don't know what else to say about this card. It's pretty terrible. Like,
I mean,
also it's a 5 mana investment for a 3/3 flyer. Like, Sarah Angel's way better than this and just has flying.
yeah. And see, this is one of those things, you wouldn't even play this in a budget angel deck, probably. That's how bad it is.
Yeah.
I hate giving cards like this a 1 because there are ones that are just way worse. At least this is a 3/3 flyer. But when you're talking about not even playing it in a angel tribal deck, and you wouldn't even play it in a budget version, I think that's grounds to. I think it's a 1 from me, honestly.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with you. It's a 1. This is a really shit card.
Yeah.
Like, it's really particularly bad.
Yeah. And this is like a Angelina Jolie, which, I mean, holy crap, what are the odds, dude? Another friend of ours. It's just crazy.
Oh my god, girl, hit me up.
Yeah, why you haven't been texting me lately? What the hell?
Bitch.
But sorry, you are also a 1. That's why you're a bitch, because you're a 1.
We mean that in an endearing way, okay?
Yeah, we love you, AJ.
We love you, AJ. Just call us sometime.
Just don't bring your ex-husband Brad Pitt around, because we're also friends with him. BP and me, we get some drinks sometimes, but he always brings up his exes, and I don't want to get into it. So, out of respect for my boy BP, we're not gonna go into that. But we totally hang out.
If you're wondering, yes, we know everyone in Hollywood.
Yeah,
we're on a first name basis with all of them.
Yeah, they all watch our podcast. They're all playing cEDH now. Brad Pitt's got this like fight spell tribal deck because of Fight Club. He's still trying to get that deck to work. So yeah, we'll have him on for a deck tech at one point.
I wonder if we can email Brad Pitt's manager or something and offer that, and then I just want to get a response.
We would be lucky to get an email that just says no on it.
I would be fine if they just sent me an email that said no. I would screenshot that and post it everywhere. Cynthia Pet Dante. That's a badass name. Dante?
Yeah. Hit her up on Facebook. Let's totally figure out how to do that, and then we can post their response. Of just hell no.
So, just for a really dumb joke, I am so down for
yeah,
that.
Fuck it.
I am so committed.
Probably just
to
never
that.
say anything, but.
Oh. Okay.
Hey,
Moving
we have
on.
a podcast with like 100 subscribers or so. We'd love to have Brad Pitt on to talk about a cEDH deck. Like, yeah, he doesn't even know what the fuck that is. We don't know who you are. No. We'd be lucky to get that. But look, before we dig ourselves into a deeper hole, why don't you talk about Avazora? Is Avazoa?
Avazoa. This is for 3 and a blue, you get an Avazoa, which I don't know what an Avazoa is.
Let's see, was it erotic texted?
But
it's a jellyfish. Oh, okay. Interesting.
Cool. So it is a 2/2 flyer, and skip your next untap phase. Avazoa gets +2/+2 until end of turn. Uses ability only once each turn. That is, wow.
Okay.
So
you're never using that ability.
You can skip your untap phase to have a 4/4 flyer
for 4 mana. You can actively fuck yourself over to make this a average at best card.
I love it. Well, I mainly love the art. I don't actually like the card, but
yeah, why is the jellyfish in the air, flying and like grabbing this guy?
I don't know. Maybe that's what an Avazoa is.
A flying jellyfish?
Yeah, I don't really know.
Yeah. Well, and it looks like that's Conan the Barbarian getting brought up. Another Arnold Schwarzenegger. Yeah, dude, he was telling me about trying to build a Conan deck, and he's like, dude, you guys are the best cEDH players ever. Can you make a Arnold deck? And I was like, yo, Arnold, I'm super busy, man. Maybe we'll when we're hitting the gym together, I'll give you some pointers. So, crazy that we just know all these people. We're really blessed. But
okay.
Is this a 1? I mean,
this is a 1.
Yeah, you just never play this.
Terrible.
You just never play it. I don't. Are there enough? Would you play it in jellyfish tribal decks? Like, are there enough jellyfish to even make? Like, you'd be forced to play it.
I think you would be. I don't even know how many jellyfish. I don't want to look that up, but I don't know. Yeah, I wouldn't play it in a jellyfish tribal deck. So there you go. We're gonna look it up anyways.
Cause fuck it. It's one of the first ones on there. Looks like there's 16.
There's 16.
So it looks like you're forced to.
Okay.
Is there even a legendary one? Oh yeah. You play the reality chip.
Oh, cool. So you could run reality chip as your commander, or no wait, Glunch the Bestower.
Why the fuck would you make a
at the beginning of your end step? Choose a player. Put 2+1+ encounters on a creature they control. Choose a second player and draw a card. Oh, to draw a card, then choose a third player to create 2 treasure tokens. Wow.
That's a group hug jellyfish deck that's for some reason completely out of the color scheme of all the others. For no fucking reason. Awesome. Well, okay, so I guess you have to play it.
That's cool.
In your jellyfish tribal deck.
All right.
I would rather quit Magic than have to play a jellyfish tribal deck.
Unless they release a really cool jellyfish. Like
the reality chip. Hey.
I don't know. I mean, the reality chip's a decent card.
It's a cool card. But yeah, this one, that's a 1. It's a 1.
Yep. Moving on.
All right, so we got Aeson Crusader. 2 and 2 white for a creature human knight. That is a 2+ star, 2+ star for its power and toughness. Its power and toughness are each equal to 2 plus the number of soldiers and warriors you control. I mean...
Okay.
They would be fun in a But the thing is fucking annoying because it's a human knight deck. So it's like you're playing like let's just say you're in a soldier tribal. Then you have a knight.
Najila.
Yeah, I guess you have a knight that isn't even in a warrior that gets kind of big. That's not necessary because you have a shitload of warriors killing everyone. I hate to say that it's not a 1 because it's just like then you compare it to some of the other like 2s and the 1s, but it's like I don't know, it's not actively bad. Obviously never in cEDH, but the only thing is it's so asynergistic even with itself. Because if you're in a knight deck, you're not going to have soldiers and warriors. And then if you're in a soldiers or a warriors deck, you don't want to play a knight. So for one card, it's not even a commander. If it was a commander and then you have the knight as the commander and everything else is soldier tribal, I mean, that might be slightly interesting as like a casual fun thing, but nah, it kind of sucks.
It sucks, but it's not as bad as the last 3 cards that we've seen.
No. So I could give it a 2.
I'm going to give it a 2 as
well.
Back Take
to
a shot.
Take a shot, everyone. You
had a little bit of a break, but we're back.
Because we had a bunch of 2s back to back, and then we actually had a bunch of 1s there. So we were going through some really shit cards. But yeah, there's really not much to say about it just because it just doesn't do enough.
Yeah.
But yeah, why don't you take care of that next one?
All right. Ace and Highway. So this is an enchantment for 3 and 3 white. So good luck getting that out. All white creatures gain Planeswalk. That's cute.
Yeah.
I like the art.
Yeah. The art is actually really cool. But that's about it.
I'd give that a 2.
Yeah, because I could see you if have a go wide, like a knight tribal deck, and you want all your soldiers. And I actually tried doing that with that. I forgot what its name is, but it's like Darian or Darius or something. And whenever a creature dies, they get like +1/+1 or something. All your creatures like get bigger, or something like that. Or whenever you get damaged, you create that many 1/1 soldier tokens. So you create a shitload, and then you have all essentially unblockable against certain players who have white in their deck. So, I guess.
Okay.
I guess it's a 2. It's not really overcosted. It is not.
It's not complete. It's not complete shit.
Yeah, it's not complete shit. Yeah, it's a 2. Let's give it. We're back to our 2s. Take a shot, everyone.
Take a shot. All right, and with that, we have finally made it out of the A's. Hooray!
Yes, we're only through the fucking A's of the reserve list. And this is part 2. Okay.
This also brings us to our first dual land, which is Badlands. And we're just going to rate all of the dual lands right now. And Ian, this is also time for everybody's favorite game show. Can you name all the dual lands in 60 seconds?
Oh, shit.
I'm going to set a timer.
Okay, we got Badlands, Underground Sea.
Yep.
Savannah, Taiga, Tundra, Plateau. You've got Volcanic Island, Tropical Island. Oh, fuck. And I did say Badlands. Oh, man. What am I missing now?
I don't even know.
Bayou.
Okay. You got one left.
Fuck. God damn it. I don't know. Oh, it's Scrubland. It's the white and black one.
Oh, there you go. You did that in 50 seconds.
Oh my god! I was ready.
Congratulations,
I was
Ian.
ready to give up. I was like, oh fuck, I'm cracking under pressure.
Yeah, congratulations, Ian. You won. Brand new nothing.
I don't even get anything.
No, of course not.
We don't have any money yet.
All right.
So
I just wanted to do that.
no,
because
that
that'd be fun.
was put me on the spot because it's like, yeah, you know all of them, and if someone said, yeah, what's the red
can
and
you
blue
name
one?
them?
You know, you'd say Volcanic Island, but just naming them off the top of your head like that, and I didn't look up anything or anything like that. I was just doing it off of memory. Interesting.
All
I'm
right.
glad I got that.
All right, Ian. Do we need to explain what the dual lands do? I think everyone is aware of what they do.
Yeah, they're really good because they are untapped dual lands with no stipulations, and they do have the land types. So, for example, a Badlands is also a swamp and a mountain, which they're really good with fetch lands because you can essentially get any color at any time if you have a fetch. If I have a, name all the fetch lands off the top of your head. Don't make me do that. But like an arid mesa, but I want to get black. Well, I'll just get a swamp mountain, and here you go. You got your Badlands, and you can really easily color fix. All the 5 color decks run all 10 of them. It's an easy 5.
It's an easy 5. They're super good. Like you said everything. Like they're just really, really good. So you should run them, and they belong in every cEDH deck.
Yep, absolutely. We can briefly talk about the other ones if we run across them, but yeah, they're auto includes best of the best lands. All right, nice and easy.
Yep. Very good. All right. Next up on the list is Baki's Curse, which is a sorcery for 2 and 2 blue. It deals 2 damage to each creature for each creature enchantment on that each creature. It's okay. So it deals 2 damage for each.
God, that is
it
why
each aura?
Homelands. Yeah, essentially each aura. So this is why Homelands is so fucking bad, because that's the first blue spell, or that's one of the only blue spells that deals actual damage instead of like bouncing it or phasing it or just.
But there's so much setup. You need to be giving these creatures fucking like. You have to be enchanting everything like.
Or
and this also
you're playing
backfires for
against,
you.
Yeah, you're right. If you're playing an enchantress deck, it's bad. And if you're playing against a enchantress deck, super specific. I don't like running specific cards like that. Even if I was in a play group playing casually and people had, like, oh, I like this, my friend has an enchantment deck or whatever, I'm still just not playing this. I'm just going to play Cyclonic Rift or one of those other goofy blue board wipes that just brings everything to the hand. Like, why would you ever play this?
I don't know.
It's a 1.
I think,
it's a 1 for me. I can't.
Yeah, it's a 1.
I've seen worse cards, but there's just no reason to ever fucking play it.
Yeah, no, there's not. Like, I could see this being a card you sideboard if there was a sideboard in Commander, but there's not. So, no.
Yeah. That would be fun if there was a sideboard, but no.
That would just make the games go on for fucking ever.
No. Oh my god, yeah.
Part of the reason I like Commander is that there's no sideboard, and it's just best, or whoever wins the whole match.
Yeah, exactly. And there's no swapping or anything like that. So, yeah. Let's go on to Balduvian Hydra, which is 2 red and X for a creature Hydra. That's an 0/1. And it comes into play with X +1/+0 counters on it. Remove a +1/+0 counter from Balduvian Hydra. Prevent the next 1 damage that would be dealt to Balduvian Hydra this turn. You can pay 3 red to put a +1/+0 counter on Balduvian Hydra. Play this ability only during your upkeep. I mean, it's interesting, but it's just not very good at all.
It's not very good.
It's cool, though, that it can, like, protect itself by removing the counters, but the only during the upkeep sucks. Now, see, this would be really awesome if you could deal damage with it. You know, like, you can put the +1/+1 counters and then remove them to deal damage. It'd be like a red walking ballista.
It'd be a shittier walking ballista. You're right.
Imagine if they did, instead of prevent the next 1 damage, it would be redirect the next 1 damage to any target. And then you could do some sort of loop where you, like, damage itself with one of the counters, or like you get 1 damage initially, but then you keep removing counters and dealing damage to itself, and you keep looping it and pinging everyone or something. I don't know. But that's a big what if that even was the ability, which it isn't. I don't think it's a 1 because in your Hydra deck, I guess it's another Hydra that's very thematically strong. I do like that it's like on theme of like, oh, you get all the extra heads and then they protect the main one by getting cut off or whatever, but this is not good.
Faye, I love you. Get out. You're biting me now for no reason.
You know what I learned the other day? That cats love the smell of chlorine.
Really?
Yeah, apparently it almost gives them similar reactions as like pheromones, because I got out of the hot tub and Diego was like, he came up and was like sniffing my legs and feet, and then he started like kind of like rolling around and like biting like playfully and like going fucking nuts. I'm like, dude, what? I'm like, he's just loving life right now. And he kept like nipping at me. I'm like, what? I'm like, stop, asshole. Like, he wasn't aggressively biting me, but he's just like going, like flipping out. And then I looked it up, and apparently it's like that gives like a similar reaction to like pheromones, where it just gets them all riled up and shit. And like it.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Don't make your cat smell chlorine, though. It's not good for him, but no, don't. But they love it.
You want to know a interesting fact about chlorine?
Yeah.
So you know the smell of chlorine?
Yeah.
So that is actually the smell of chlorine mixed with urine, because that's the only way that it smells. Chlorine usually just doesn't have an odor.
Oh. So you mean... Yeah. So it's like
so
ammonia?
When you walk into a pool or like go to a pool and you can smell the chlorine, that's just chlorine mixed with urine.
Oh. Are you sure?
Yeah.
Because I feel like chlorine has a little bit of a smell.
There's
I guess that overly...
There's a guy... There's a YouTuber that did this. I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but he does a lot of like science experiments and engineering things. And he did this experiment. He like put chlorine water in buckets and then mixed one of them with a small amount of urine, and then had people smell them and guess which one had the urine in it or whatever. Or maybe not that, but like
maybe guess the chlorine. Oh my god.
Class the chlorine.
So you're saying, like, I don't think it's that it doesn't have a smell. I think it's more so that like that classic chlorine smell that everyone thinks of when they're at a pool.
It's more pungent.
More piss. It's just the piss smell.
It's more piss smell. Yeah.
Yeah. So kind of like Balduvian Hydra. Do you think Balduvian Hydra has, like 20 PPs? And he pisses a lot? Never mind. Don't answer that. It's a 2 for me.
It's a what?
It's a 2 for me.
It's a 2. I'm gonna say. Oh, honestly, I don't think it's that good. I'm giving it a 1.
All right. I was just thinking, like, in your Hydra deck. I mean, there's probably even just better Hydras, but whatever. I wanted to take a shot. I wanted everyone to take a fucking shot. No, it's a 1.5. It's not bad enough to be horrible, but it's not a good Hydra. It's better than the fucking jellyfish, though.
It is better than the jellyfish. Let's see. We've done...
I think we do 4 more, and that would be as many as we did last time.
I mean, we've been going for about an hour. We can call it here if you wanted.
Yeah, it's actually probably a good time to stop it. Bro, we just teasing the bees. We just got to the bees.
Just teasing the bees. All right. Thanks for watching. Brad Pitt, call us, you fucking asshole.
Yeah, dude, he hasn't been hitting us up. And Angelina Jolie hit us up too. We promise we won't try and get you guys back together. We're good about it. Like, we'll hang out with Brad Pitt some nights, and then Angelina Jolie the other nights. But really, I've been missing Julia Roberts. So hit us up.
Yeah. JR, come on, hit us up. We miss you, babe.
I mean, you subscribe to our podcast, so come on.
Okay. Anyways, thanks for listening. This has been a blast.
Put it in the comments how many PPs you think Balduvian Hydra has.
Now, are we talking like...
Penises?
Don't do that. Okay, we're talking penises. You say PP, and my mind immediately goes to Pokemon, which is PowerPoints.
Well, you could do that too. Someone would be like, I think he has 100 PPs.
His tackle's got 45 PPs.
Yeah.
Okay. We should probably end this before we go on another tangent. So
and get demonetized, even though we're not monetized yet. We're getting demonetized ahead of time by talking about how many PPs Balduvian Hydra has. All right, we'll see y'all in a month when we rank the reserve list again. But check out our other stuff in between.
Yeah, we'll have some shorts and other stuff. And yeah, bye.
Bye. See y'all in hell.